Hey guys, it's Ryan with Momma on Mission, and today I'm going to share with you what we've been reading in our homeschool. If you're new here, I am Ryan. I'm a Christ-following wife and a book-loving homeschool mom to 3 boys. So stick around and subscribe if you want to see all things biblical womanhood, homeschool, and book related. So today I am sharing my monthly what we read list. But I'm changing this up a little bit, guys. So these videos have been getting really long and I'm going to, instead of listing out every single thing we read for a month, because that's a lot of books, I'm going to just hit the highlights. I'm going to share a book or two from each child. I'm going to share a book or two that we've been reading in our homeschool, and I'm going to share a book or two that I've been reading instead of every single book. And I'm going to try to just pick the best. If there's one that's just a major flop, I might just throw it in there just so, you know, you can get my opinion. But we're just going to kind of pare this down a little bit. So first I'm going to start with my second grader. He's in second grade. And his book that he wants to share, much to my chagrin, but it was his favorite book this month. His Battle Station Prime, number 5, The Zombie Wars by Kara J. Stevens, an unofficial graphic novel for Minecrafters. So if it's Minecraft, they like it. And they like graphic novels, which I do not. I have never once enjoyed a graphic novel or any comics or anything of that sort. But he loved this, so if you have a Minecraft kid who might be reluctant to read other things, these exist, so maybe check into that. And then, speaking of graphic novels, my 4th grader wanted to share, surprise, surprise, Wings of Fire. So this is only book 2. He's up to like book 5 or 6 of the actual novels. But as he sees these graphic novels in our library, he just picks them up and he just enjoys reading them, even though he's already read the actual story. But he just enjoys these, and I am not kidding, we've had this for 2 weeks, and I think he's read it through, like, I said like 7 or 8 times, and he goes, maybe more like 11. And I don't know if he's being serious, but regardless, he's always reading this. And I'm like, don't you want to read something else? And he's like, it's just so good, Mom. So he just reads it over and over and over. I don't know. I'm like, you know what happens. You've read it a lot. Plus you read the actual novel. But he just loves it. So if you have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade boy, these books are really good. Again, they have a regular version that I much prefer to the graphic novel, but it's a good story. And then I didn't really have any specifically for my 2-year-old this month. We've just been reading kind of a little bit of everything here and there, and he's just happy if I'm reading to him, but nothing specific stood out for me this month for him. But for me, I shared this last month, but I read Missing or Murdered in Missouri, Unsolved and Solved Cases by Barbara Kim Heighton. I don't know, so this book, I don't know if it didn't take place in my home state. I don't know that I would love this, but it's just really interesting when you hear them talk about different landmarks and different places and whatever. It's really interesting to just be like, oh, I know where that is, and especially for the unsolved ones, you always get that kind of like armchair detective feel. So this is really just a fun, entertaining read. And then I read Mom Enough. Ladies, this is a good book. You should read it. This is edited by Tony and Carolee Rinke, but it has contributions from Rachel Jank and Gloria Furman, and it's just so, so good. Just all about motherhood and the gospel. Like, I can't even describe it. It's just, you know, talking about our worries, talking about mommy wars, talking about femininity, talking about, let's see what else. How eternity shapes our mundane. That was a really good section. It's so good, because motherhood is not an accident. Motherhood is not a boring, just thing you have to do. It is a calling, and it is holy, and it is so, so good. So, last book I'm going to share with you is a book written by my very own friend, Nina Baldwin. We're right there. And she is a fellow YouTube mama. Check out her channel down below. And she wrote a beginner's guide to homeschooling. This is book 1, Getting Started Workbook. Okay, I love me a good workbook. And so if you are considering homeschooling, or if maybe because of coronavirus or whatever else you were just kind of thrown into this thing, this is a great place to start, because she explains a lot of different things. Like, she starts off by talking about like homeschool laws, and then she goes into the different types of homeschooling methods, because you can hear all those and just be like, what are you talking about? So when she has a homeschool method, then she has a spot where you can write out your pros and cons. I didn't fill this out because I'm already a homeschooler, but I was just kind of giving this a test read for her, and it's worth your read if you are a new homeschooler for sure. She talks about each of the different types of homeschooling. She talks about what curriculum there is for each of those. And so she lists them all out and then gives you a line where you can check them out and maybe jot down what you like or dislike about them, or just put a big fat no, or check it out, or hate it, or love it, or whatever. And then she also talks about writing a tough day letter. She shares her tough day letter and then gives you a spot to write yours. So if you have a bad homeschooling day, you can check this out and see, just be reminded of why you're doing what you're doing, and just encourage yourself in that. And then she talks about planned spontaneity, which I'll let you read into that. But this is just a really good place to get started and get your thoughts kind of brought all together if you are a new homeschooler. So be sure to check out her channel and get a hold of this book. I believe it's available on Amazon. So I also wanted to add that we finished up The Long Winter, and that was an excellent read. And then we have started The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. We started this series several years ago, or attempted to, but made the mistake of starting with The Magician's Nephew, which some people say is the right way to read it. Some people say it's not. But my kids, the combination of them being really young and starting with The Magician's Nephew, it did not go over well. It went right over their heads. But now they, like I said, are 7 and 9, and we're starting with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and they are eating it up. And so I'm so excited to finish that and move on to the next book. So let me know down below what you're reading. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.